You put the eye at the top. It's the all-seeing eye. I want. Where's the Illuminati gonna come out and help us with this tax bill?
If you take the $10 bill and you fold it just so, it will tell you the future. You can see the two towers falling if you fold it exactly 911 times.
And also, if you cut it into 911 pieces,
folding the dollar bill thing was real.
The folding $10 bill thing is real in that
if
you try hard enough, if you believe hard enough, you can see anything and literally fucking anything.
Listen, my triple parentheses son-in-law showed it to me. It's real.
But the fact is you're folding it symmetrically, and also the smoke height is the same. The smoke height's the same. Now, how do you explain that?
Were there jets and or steel beams in the bill?
I just love how you couldn't be any more on top than like what Trump and the Republicans are doing, and yet they're still making up like conspiracies.
Like, yeah, they're
still literally afraid of everything.
You won. Like
you are the state, actually. Yeah.
Like, can you believe what those crazy people in Washington are doing?
Those clowns in Congress are up to.
How does it keep so up to date? All right. Talk. Words. Talk. Mike, go say words.
Diggity talk.
Good. Dave, do the talk words.
Who came up with that one? The Republicans.
Kelly, go.
The hell was that?
We're not allowed to steal other podcasts' fucking jokes.
Was that something like?
That's like all we've done, though.
Yeah, I know. We're good. We're an awesome we're the leech podcast economy. It's pretty good.
Yeah. We found out during the marathon that we are the liquid McElroys. They got all of the positive genes of podcasting, and we just got all the shit that was left at the bottom of the cup.
Recessive genes.
I still feel like that's actually talking us up a bit too much for my liking, but I like the idea, if nothing else.
But we try harder. That's what people like liquid, right?
Did they?
They really love that kid.
I mean, I kind of want to live inside an old man's arm. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I was going to say, at some point, one of us is going to get cut away from the podcast and then integrated into a more successful, handsome podcast.
Okay, what we need to do is we need to find Ira Glass. One of us needs to dress up like a cyborg tech ninja and then chop his arm off, and then you need to kill Mike. Mike needs to be the one, and we need to put Mike's arm onto Ira Glass, and then Mike becomes Ira Glass.
Can't we just kill one of the people on Ira Glass's podcast and then replace them?
I think it's just, it's Ira Glass and some other, reporters. I don't know. I don't, like This American Life ain't like a fucking round table of four dorks talking about video games. Like, they do things. They go on location.
And we need another gang podcast.
Guys, one of the radical concept here. How about This Canadian Life? Anyone ever done that before?
Ever done that before? You're done now. Leave. Get out of here. Go. Stop.
Stories about regular people.
Boo this man. Throw things at him.
What did This American Life do again? It just talks about things that people do in life.
It spawned Serial, which is one of the most popular podcasts of all time. That's what This American Life did.
It has largely banal stories about things going on in America, usually small time, sometimes like current event news. And for every good episode they have 3 which are boring as shit and 1 which is actively terrible. So it's a pretty high ratio for podcasts. I'll give it that.
It's like your favorite podcast, but with reruns.
Pretty much. All right, y'all ready to go?
Yes.
Mike, get off your goddamn phone, or I will feed it to you. I'll feed it to you long ways.
Catching up.
Hey, it's 2018, man. We got to be calm, or else we're not going to make it.
No, man, it's 2018. We are on limited time. All right, we have 3 months of content left until the bombs drop, and I want to get at least as many marginal podcasts out as possible.
Well, then we just need to invest in physical media, and then we record the podcast and then distribute it via street urchins or something.
Oh man, can we fucking start handing this out as a demo on the street?
Yes, I think
that's
probably
old school. Please listen to this my podcast. Video game podcast done by a bunch of white nerds.
We'll do what my old punk band did, which was to actually record over one side of a cassette you got from Value Village, but the other side would just be MC Hammer or whatever, and just pass that around.
That's rad as fuck. Get a 50-50 shot of us or something cool.
Well, people will appreciate it as a gift either way, because if you hate the podcast, you flip it over and you got MC Hammer.
What a monstrous gift to give someone. Here, enjoy the gift of my middling podcast. Enjoy the gift of my friends and I arguing about Star Wars.
Wait, did we give us super hopped up subscriptions as Christmas gifts?
It's a free podcast.
Not according to our friends and family, though. They don't know about podcasts.
They're the ones who have to pay the cost.
We fleece our relatives for podcast money.
Our loved ones are the ones that pay the cost.
I've done worse things than that. I'm okay with that. I could live with that.
Hey, Kelly, do you have a beverage for us?
No, it's 2018. I figure we'll start clean.
Okay.
Are you serious?
We're now a.
I woke up the first day of this year hungover. It's already too late for me.
Yeah,
let's
I think for
crack these open.
the last 12 days of Christmas, I was lit like 100% of the time.
You were lit?
So we're going sober, eh?
You were lit. You were lit. Dab AF the entire time.
The boys,
he brought booze. You didn't see him bring booze. He's got
boys
booze.
go
This doesn't get you off the hook for next week.
I brought water, you animals.
Go.
It's crisp and clean, and the mouthfeel is delightful.
Yeah, you get some of that Van City
Tastes a
water.
little bit of that water here.
That bling water. I heard about that.
Is bling water like where you just put gold flakes
I think
in
it's
water?
just like it's like water that's like $8 a bottle or something.
Okay, so if Kelly off mic.
Right, I want to hear a non-science person try to explain to me what raw water is. Like, just
what's
hit
raw
me.
water?
It's
guys?
unpasteurized. It's just, like they got it straight from the teat. It's straight from the river. It's just a dude. I have no idea. First of all, let's preface with that.
It's a dude milked in that river.
Yeah, exactly. It's a guy who goes out with a pail and bucket every morning early because that's the best time to do it, and he just milks the shit out of that river. Just dumps the bucket in, takes it. That's that raw water you want. It's got lots of sediment, a little bit of sewage,
Like if it's
a healthy amount of bug carcasses.
All I saw was a clickbait article that said, "Don't drink raw water, you idiots! It will kill you."
Then I'm actually probably right. Then it probably is just
That's
people
because
drinking straight from the
people probably
sea.
like go down to like the Fraser River and they like put a cup in there, like, and as it has like motor oil like seeping into their cup.
Don't
like,
drink ocean water. It's
just
bad for you.
Yeah,
Doesn't
like
work.
if you wanted like rivers and reservoirs of clean water, like we've gone far past that.
Like
point.
you got to go
Like,
really far north.
Yeah.
And like even then, like it's like if you live in a first world country, like I don't think you realize how fragile your digestive system is. Like it has never been tested.
No, that's absolutely true, Mike. And like, I get the feeling that's why a lot of people get sick when they travel abroad.
Oh yeah, like people say don't drink the water. You know who can drink the water fine from? Oh shit.
There is like so many disasters going off mic right now. We got two podcasters basically up away from their mics.
Norris is giving mouth to mouth to a bottle.
To a bottle that almost exploded all over him.
Doing a good job.
It's chaos.
Kelly's destroying everything he touches.
I think at this point he's just drinking the beers. To be honest,
that counts as your.
That one's for Norris because he put his mouth all over the top.
Yeah, just give him the bottle. We'll share the other one.
First episode of the year. It's a good sign when the beer just won't stop exploding.
Hey, that's 2 in a row. You missed it, but that's the exact same thing happened on the one that was just me, Norris, and Bill.
I think it's a sign. I think we're.
Oh yeah, she was.
I think we're supposed to
Joust the stuff.
just stop drinking. To be honest, or never stop drinking. I never stopped drinking.
I think this is that sign that all those people thought that 2017 will
pour this beer so it stops spilling.
Go help the boy.
help the boy. It's a sign that 2018 is not going to be a stop to the problems and woes of 2017.
Literally, the bottle was foaming over so much the guys couldn't do anything about it. Now Kelly just poured a glass. It's like 90% head. This is the worst.
No, this is gonna be good. You know. Okay, this is gonna be nice when Norris moves to not the 26th floor because, like, maybe it's the altitude thing. Like,
I see. Like a nosebleed, right?
Yeah. It's never not gonna stop bleeding until we get down to ground level.
God, I hope
that is a. Can I take a picture of this? Like, this is gonna go on our website.
It's like 75% head.
European pour.
Okay, guys. So at this point, literally, I'm the only one on mic. Everybody has left their station so they could attend to this beer situation. All I gotta say is that I hope that the content is on point because I'm not gonna enjoy this beer
on
at
the beer a
all.
little bit. It was a good choke. I choked on the beer a little bit, guys. We're absolutely recording. This is the start of this podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Super Hopped Up, your first podcast of 2018. About properly pouring beers. I'm your host, Chris Norris-Jones. Sitting on the recliner is one Mr. Michael Parker.
Greetings from 2018.
Over there is the man with the plan, Mr. David Beebe.
The plan is to stay alive throughout 2018.
And this episode's benefactor, our beersman, our guy who probably had them in his backpack so they shook up a little bit, our beer guy, Kelly Wright.
I literally just bought these like seconds ago.
So we've been sabotaged, friends. This is some like
This is a deep state coup. You know what? They've been listening in on us, and they knew the only way to get at us is to get at us with the beer.
Some kind of anarcho podcast is trying to sabotage us. That's my best guess.
You know, it was weird. I did see Ira Glass in the beer store, and I don't think he's from Vancouver, so I think he was on a quest to ruin our first episode of the year.
I know that's a lie because I don't think anybody here could recognize Cyberglass in person.
Hey, he's skinny and has glasses.
He's got a type. I could figure, like, listen, if he's probably like 5'6", thin as the day is long, and he's wearing just thick, shitty glasses with like kind of a faint wisp of a beard. Am I wrong? I'm gonna look this up right now. And
I don't think he has a beard, first of all, and plus that your description is so vague it literally could be any white guy.
That's kind of you.
I mean, it
kind
could
of
be
sounds
me.
like it could be describing like any of us except Kelly.
Okay, with the exception of maybe
the
the
green
beard,
hair.
I was A1 spot on. I called it. He looks kind of like Anthony Bourdain if he got pushed into lockers his entire childhood.
Yeah, I've got the beard, you guys.
All right, the beer's been poured.
Cheers.
Looks like ice cream.
Half head. It's very good. I could tell it was very good from when I was like sucking the rim of the beer for a good 45 seconds.
What do we drink?
This is a sour ass beer. I like it.
Jesus Christ.
So this is good.
I like it.
This is actually probably the most I've enjoyed a sour.
Yeah,
I
this
think.
tastes
is
like
really
one of them
good.
kettle top things, and usually because those things are way more carbonated and fucked up. Hence the reason why it exploded when we opened it.
Oh, it's all the sugar. It's Fieldhouse Brewing Co. dry hopped sour ale with Amarillo, Idaho 7, et cetera. Those last ones didn't sound like ingredients.
Those are they're naming. Those are the three types of hops that are in it.
Amaretto? Is that what I heard?
Amarillo.
I don't think that Amaretto is in this.
So the moment I walked into the liquor store, there was just this glaring white cover that has almost nothing in it. And I was like, fuck yeah, clean slate this year. Getting a beer that doesn't exist, really. And it says As If, which I thought was the name of it. Or it's good luck pouring it, you asshole. As If. And that's pretty much it. Oh, hold up. There's words on the back. A collaboration with our friends at Fieldhouse Brewing. This multi-grain ale fermented in fresh Chardonnay barrels.
Chardonnay.
Chardonnay. Oh, hey, that's a...
You
wait.
coined something there. We should fucking market that.
Chardonnay.
Chardonnay.
With fresh house's house lacto culture, we let it condition in the barrels for several months, then heavily dry hopped it before allowing it to naturally carbonate in the bottle. Oh, there we go.
They might have let that natural carbonation take a bit too.
I thoroughly like this.
It's good, but based on that description, this is obviously like a beer, Cicerone's type of beer, right? A lot of detail on the materials and ingredients
Oh,
involved.
this thing is
process.
This beer is sufficiently up its own ass. True.
Maybe the pouring was supposed to be an activity and we just didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, it's one of those things like it's like sabering a champagne bottle. You have to do it just right, otherwise you kill yourself and everyone else involved.
We totally failed on the New Year's weekend on the champagne popping, by the way, by getting like a plastic champagne cork with a button on top of it.
Yeah, that was a weird Rubik's cube of a champagne topper that took you and me like. It was basically like the beginning of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Like him and I were the monkeys, just like trying to like bash the bottle open until I believe it was Steph came over and called us idiots and opened it up in half a second.
Yeah, it was like a plastic piece around the edge that you had to pull off first,
Wait,
and
like
then
a
you could
milk
uncork
carton?
it.
And it no, it was just like a weird topper. I don't know. Like
Not unlike a milk carton.
I think we all tried for a long time. Their instructions were unclear.
in my defense, I was on like my 9th drink of third variety of alcohol, so I was already in like I was in 2019 at that point.
2018.
At my
Yeah.
party, I got a regular ass champagne bottle with a like cork in it.
I had that
Animals.
too, but we happened to open Norris
Yeah.
first.
Although there were 14 people there, so we poured the champagne into plastic shot glasses. So
That sounds about right.
yeah,
I bought what I audibly said. I hope this is the cheapest bottle of champagne at the liquor store. And then the nice lady walked by and said, "Actually, that's the cheapest champagne." So I put the
Put
one
it
I had
down,
down
it's
and
good.
bought that one.
nice.
A good strategy.
Champagne's really cheap on New Year's. They're trying to shovel as many bottles as they can, really.
I know
Yeah.
that's like the last time they'll be able to sell it for like another
Yeah.
like
Because who has anything to celebrate these days?
between
Exactly.
between like what Christmas and New Year's, like the only time.
I don't know. Champagne's utterly wasted on me. I think it was over Christmas. I was staying in Kelowna with my parents, and my dad retired recently. So as a gift, I think his job gave him like an actually really nice bottle of champagne. And for some stupid reason, he thought the best time to drink that would be like over the holidays with like me and Kat and like my mom and dad. And so like I drank a glass of like $400 champagne, and in my mind it tasted about the same as like the $9 shit I guzzled down.
Well, that's kind of
New Year's Eve.
relieving then. Then you know
So-
you won't ever have to spend more than $9 in
Yeah,
champagne.
it basically means that like I'm never gonna. I'm not one of those like taste ombudsman or whatever. Like I can't. Like my flavor profile is basically just like the 4 basics. It's just I can taste salt, sweet and sour and maybe sometimes like umami, and that's it. Yeah.
Never bitter.
Everything I've ever eaten
Bitter
has
just does not exist.
4.5 flavors. That's it.
Salt and sugar, yeah. You really need to appreciate the minimal nature of this beer label here.
Yeah.
I saw it. I hate it.
It literally just says in like pink font, as if, and a big white background.
It's great. I love it.
It wants you to hate it. I feel like it's daring you to hate it,
Which
as a beer.
Which sucks because the beer is really good. It's also
from,
like
Abbotsford.
you can't
no, it's,
see through it.
Port Moody.
Yeah, it's really good. It's like this beer is obviously very complicated, as most sours are. You can tell that it's heavily carbonated in the way that it burns your tongue a bit, in that nice way that I like. It could taste like any number of like 7 different fruits a little bit.
Just also too like the up its own acidness. If you look at the shape of the bottle, like it's not a typical beer. Like it's meant to kind of look like a wine bottle, I think.
It looks like a Chardonnale bottle.
Yeah.
It's like a table beer bottle that you would like share with people, yeah.
This is something you'd get at a restaurant and they would charge you like $45 a glass or something.
damn.
And then they crack it open and the whole thing just sprays out of it.
Hell yeah. That's what I want.
Also, this it's kind of ironic that I got the sweetest sugary beer because one of my going into 2018 things is to get back on keto real hard.
Like, I'm never eating sugar. I'm never touching sugar again. I'm going to look at it. Won't have it in my house.
2019.
All
I
right,
mean,
that
like-
podcast I go on.
I mean, I wonder like how much like sugar is in this. Like if this is just fucking up your glucose levels or whatnot. I don't know enough about alcohol and beer, but my thought was always like the yeast eats the sugar, which makes it less sugary. But then
They don't
somebody's
eat
been
all
talking
of it,
about beer
though.
for 5 years. I have no fucking
No,
clue.
they don't eat all of it, but I feel like they ate a lot of it because I think it's overcarbonated. I think that they probably overdid it a little bit on the carbonation.
I think there's like a 20% chance that you guys didn't pour the beer correctly just because you didn't know how this type of beer was supposed to be opened or something.
They opened it like pretty standard beer opening.
Yeah, it's not
way.
a fucking twist off.
This is
Yeah,
not
like-
a beer for casuals. Okay.
Okay. Fuck you, Dave. There are rules since time immemorial about how one opens a beer. You get your bottle cap open, you tip the thing, and then you're done. All right? That's
No.
been the social contract since people decided that bottling was a thing we could do.
The problem was that we had to submerge it fully in room temperature water upside down, crack it so that the pressure keeps the shit, the liquid and stuff, the beer
Yeah, it's
inside
a
the
different
bottle.
separate gravity, of course.
Let it sit for a while, aerate in the water, preferably salt.
Decant, I believe, is the
Yeah,
term you're looking
decant in the
for.
salt water, and then pull it out real fast with a cup underneath it, so the whole thing just drops in there. Idiot.
You gotta turn it upside down until the bubble's at the top. Then you gotta drill a hole into the bottle. Then you gotta suck it out the hole.
With a straw.
Oh yeah, because we didn't have the bottle drill.
Yeah.
I think that's our first.
Yeah, I know, like this place. It's definitely a bachelor's apartment.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have a liquor drill just yet. It was on my list of Christmas gifts, but it seemed like that one kind of got lost. Okay, I'm sorry.
Then you got 2 Rubik's cubes.
Maybe I'll get one because they're probably cheap now. It's kind of like still sort of boxing.
What
week.
happens if you want to make an elaborate like champagne fountain and you just can't do it because you don't have the bottle drill?
Or open any complicated beer. You needed a alcohol drill, you need a submergible tank for the beer, and you need your beer snorkel for doing...
Beer snorkel sounds like a good ska band.
That's a good time. That's a good night. That's a good night out. Wow.
I would go see beer snorkel.
Touche.
All right, so it's 2018. What's all y'all's New Year's resolutions? Kelly, you're getting back on that keto game?
Getting hard on keto, make more content, and have more coffee with friends that I like to have fun with.
I like to have coffee with you. One of mine is actually to drink less.
That's
Yeah, I know.
David.
But like once
David.
like just less in better proportion. I just realized that like all the worst like days of last year were ones where like I fell asleep in public or like got too drunk to go home, like just moments like that. So
Oh, but the
Well,
beach, Dave, the beach.
Here's
We were so drunk at the beach. It was so nice.
I think a good strategy is like I've started doing this is two drinking times in a row I've done this and it's really helped is like on my like when I'm thinking one more beer, I just like I take out the one more beer and then I'll just like put it back.
yeah, and just
Because
chill.
it's often like the one more beer is the one that like puts me over the edge.
yeah.
Yeah, I just replace all my essential beers. So any hard liquor is replaced with vodka. And
Vodka is a hard liquor. Let's unwind that one again. Hard to take 2?
replace any sugary hard liquor with vodka. No,
Oh God, you're doing that. This was like a thing all my friends were doing in like late high school or university where it was just like, no, I'm not going to drink any mixed drinks. It's just going to be vodka water. That's it. Fuck you, vodka water.
I mean, vodka Coke Zero. Let's not go insane
If
on
you're
this
gonna
one.
like go to the extent of only drinking vodka, why would you add water instead of just savoring the
Because
vodka?
you're a coward, David.
Yeah.
That's why.
Ugh.
You don't want to get too drunk too fast because you're a wuss.
How about soda water? Can we do soda water? That has a
No.
little
Well,
fizz
you can
to
do
it?
carbonated water because
Does
soda
that-
water has sugar in it.
Which one? Tonic soda?
Tonic, no, club soda does not have sugar. Tonic water has sugar.
How about
Club
seltzer?
soda has
Are
a
those
little
both
bit of sugar.
seltzers?
Yeah, but like barely anything.
Tonic water,
good.
considering how bad it actually tastes on its own, has a surprising amount of sugar.
Exactly.
I
I was
love-
shocked when I found out tonic water had sugar because it is not good.
So
Oh, yeah.
get yourself a carbonator. Don't put water in it. Put vodka in it. Carbonate your vodka straight, and then drink that.
I
Go
mean,
down smooth.
I mean, I've got one of those soda
SodaStreams?
sprays or whatever.
Soda
If one of you
Stream,
guys
yeah.
wants it. I don't like it, and I refuse to use it. So if you guys want one, go ahead.
You're just giving it away. I might fuck with it.
I might just give it to you if you
Yeah,
want.
dude, let's try some of that carbonated vodka.
Also, dry white wines. No more reds.
What? What's wrong with you? I feel like white wine's got more sugar.
No, dries don't.
The dry stone? Okay.
I'm just going back to my
You're a dry
regular-
boy. You're a dry boy.
I'm
now.
just
Yeah,
dry
we're
boy.
all dry boys.
Yeah.
That's how that's my New Year's resolution, is to keep my valuable essences inside myself for better physical, mental, and intellectual, spiritual power.
Mike, what's your resolution, man?
Okay, so I think after like 12 straight months of like looking at my credit card bill and being like, oh, fuck, not again. My New Year's resolution is to make an honest to God budget for myself and like stick to it. Because I always do pretty good like right after the credit card bill, and then like by about like the first week of the month, I kind of slip back into just like kind of spending money without really thinking about spending money. So I just like trying to like come up with a plan, like saying, okay, I have to like actually keeping track of what I spend and like not exceeding a certain limit on each like area of it.
What you do is you buy less food, buy more alcohol, pass out, miss buying stuff that you would normally buy, then you're good to go. No
But then
video game.
you run the gamble of like potentially making drunken purchases.
Yeah, but those are like $2 burgers.
Then you wake up with a fucking shelf full of magnets. You don't know how the fuck they got there. It's drunken Amazon purchases are the worst.
It's so fucking easy. Like I turned on one-click ordering and like, holy Christ, like has it never been easier to just throw all your money at something?
So I got the Echo for Christmas.
Fuck, what
so,
are you-
so now
Damn it, David.
Well,
Wait,
it's a gift. I can't say no.
What is the Echo?
The Echo is like one of those home robot things
It's a home
that you talk
spying
to.
device.
Yeah.
He is
Kelly-
voluntarily giving his private home information away to Amazon.
Char got me a Google Home as well, so
Yeah.
I got that smart home going up now.
So you can set it up so you don't even need to be at a computer to order things off Amazon. You can literally talk to a machine that orders things for you.
Our
So-
our boss made the mistake of setting that up in our office, and we just asked it to order us whiskey.
And then it happens.
I don't know, still waiting for it.
See if it gets delivered.
It records everything. Not just the thing. It's not just when you say, "Hey Google." It's literally everything.
Listen, we die eventually. That data's going to be useless.
You two fucks have bugged your home.
Oh yeah, we put a microphone in our home to listen to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You die twice in life. Once when you die, and twice when all of your data on Google gets erased.
I feel like that is immortal. Like Google's not going to give away that data under any
Oh,
circumstance.
everything we do is going to be recorded forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
that is until we pull a Fight Club and we just blow those buildings
Like
up.
did
That's true.
I tell you? I
Anarchy.
mean, I think I have. Maybe I told you about this in New Year's, but their beers we're drinking. So I have a Chromebook, and like I bring that Chromebook to every marathon because that's like my computer that I do all like our prize distribution and that kind of stuff with. But Norris, you and Kelly and I think Bill were talking about the Nugget Challenge for probably like a good 5 minutes at one point.
What's that?
You need to. I think I know what this is, but explain the Nugget Challenge for those of you.
Okay, so like I'm assuming, like I don't know what it is, but what I'm assuming it is just like you eat as many chicken nuggets as you can.
it's 100 nugs in 100 minutes, isn't it? Or like
Something like
100
that.
nugs in an hour, something like
So
that.
like Centurion for
Centurion for chicken nuggets.
Wait,
chicken
it's
nuggets.
100?
It's 100.
I could
Regardless,
do that
Yeah, no,
easy.
I could fuck up 100 nuggets in 100
Yeah,
minutes.
guys,
I could fuck up
and
100
like-
nuggets in an hour.
That's a lot of
And
nuggets.
like what
man.
It's
happened
a
was
good amount of nuggets.
when I grabbed my computer to go to bed for that night, I was like, all right, I'll watch like one show on Netflix before bed. Type in N for like Netflix, and then the first thing that pops up is Nugget Challenge. Like it fucking listened.
No, it didn't listen. We just made it trend.
It made me so uncomfortable when it's like, no, closing this computer. Like this is not happening
It
anymore.
knows everything, Mike.
Yeah, there's kind of a battle between like your paranoid self and your rational self in those moments because you're like, maybe it's a demographics thing. Like they just figured that like men who are almost
you're a degenerate.
you're a degenerate, almost 30. I can tell based on your other searches, you're probably into eating a bunch of nuggets for no reason.
And they would be right.
See, I'm not worried regardless because that just means that all the ads I see are going to be targeted for me, and I'm not going to have to see like, oh, the I don't know what's the thing. What's the thing I don't like? Weed. There's no weed ads for me.
There's no ads for really anywhere.
And then B, I'm gonna die, and it doesn't matter. Life isn't and it ends.
You really picked the wrong city to like forget that weed exists in. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, this is weed capital, son. We stake a claim.
I'm reminded of it like every time I step into my building.
See, that's why I went to Montreal for Christmas. I don't think weed can cultivate there because it's so cold.
Everywhere in Canada except for, even here's fucking cold now, but this is the only place in Canada that's not currently under 12 below.
I knew a guy who used to like go to like a farm in Quebec where they grew weed, and they had to like jump into cover when helicopters came by and shit. Like
that rules.
It doesn't hide the weed.
Yeah, he was in a band. He was awesome. It was pretty cool.
Wait, what's your resolution, Norris?
Dave, did you go?
I wanted to tell you I'm going to stop drinking.
I'm telling you,
His was
you
lame.
can't stall any longer.
So you're admitting you're a coward. Nothing too severe. I would like to, in addition to keeping this riotous podcast going as long as possible, I would like us to try to do some sort of like summer content sports event thing. Like not sports, but like you know we did Nidhogg a million years ago. Yeah, I'd like us to do a dumb tournament, and I would like to get at least like 2 video series out this year, in addition to us figuring out whatever the fuck we're gonna do for the marathon at the end of the year. Well, and I'm also for like the healthy thing is I'm gonna exercise every day this year. It's gotta be something, but I gotta
every day.
Every
That's
day
hard to keep up with. Like
I've there have been years where I've actually done it up until like August, September. It's just like last year, especially the last like month and a half. Like I didn't work out for like 2 weeks, and it almost made me go fucking crazy. So I need to get back on the trolley.
I mean, every day is a pretty lofty. Like I tried every day in November, and I couldn't even do like every day for 1 month. Like it just shit gets in the way. Like you're gonna get sick some days. You're like don't
like with exception, yeah. Like if I'm vomiting or something like that, I can accept it.
Don't set like an unattainable goal for yourself. But like I'd say like
just fuck that. You can set unattainable goals and then miss. That's way better than like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna stick to clear alcohols. It's no fucking quit liquor forever. If you don't want to drink, quit liquor forever.
You can still do curls in bed if you're throwing up. Jeez.
Exactly. It's something. It's if I can't go to the gym, there's a stupid exercise thing here or in my new building I'm moving to. So I'll go on a treadmill for a half hour.
But you're describing two like kind of opposite things, which is one trying to achieve something that requires action each day, and the other one which is like just saying I'm not going to do this behavior ever again. I feel like that's kind of harder because you can never really predict what situations you're going to be in, and
true,
you know, you have to like really hold something strongly if you want to.
My resolution could be I'm never going to fly a kite again, and to be honest, I'm probably going to accomplish that one.
I thought he said I'm probably going to fly a kite.
I don't know.
I got an itch when I see those triangular babies.
But what if one day you're just at the beach and you see the best like three layer like kite, and some kid is just running around with it having the time of his life? It's like, Kelly, get over here.
You also know that drones are officially classified as kites under like
that's garbage. What are you talking about?
If I attach a string to it, maybe. Then I think it's just a flying dog.
That would be hilarious. Some guy with like a wired kite that's just a drone that he just uses to spy on people.
Bunch of
just flying my kite here.
Well, there's no law saying I can't fly kites.
A bunch of low-flying kites double tapping Lebanese weddings in the Middle East. Yeah, that's cool. That's a fair designation for what those things are.
I was thinking more of like peeking at your neighbors. You know,
yeah, nothing destructive.
Yeah.
We're thinking the cute rotor ones.
Just gentle perversion, not war crimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Just personal space invasion. Yeah.
Every once in a while in this building, like it usually be on the weekends. I've only seen about 4 or 5 times I lived here, but you would see just a drone just kind of like hovering up and above, like the buildings just kind of going around. That's super illegal. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty fucking sure that's illegal.
You know, it's not illegal. Trying to hit one of them.
Well,
true, yeah.
But if you
win if you hit a fucking
but if
drone.
you miss, then that is illegal because then he just threw shit off his deck.
Oh yeah, true.
So you gotta be sure, son.
You gotta be a dead eye.
You're gonna throw cinder blocks at drones. You gotta be sure.
You need some way that it comes back, like some sort of like 4 rotors attached to something you're gonna hit that
the
drone
Australians
with.
perfected that technology.
Try to hit the drone
stick. Yes.
Buy another drone. Try to hit their drone. Droner cart.
Bite drones.
Bite drones. If
drones?
I had a lot of money, like I would just buy 100 drones and just like send like kamikaze them at other people's drones. That would be a fun thing.
I'm glad you said drones and not people.
Yeah, because like if you didn't finish that sentence, we would be on a further watch list than the one we already are on. Yeah, drone racing is actually a thing. I like when I've been drunk, I've like fallen into that YouTube hole. It's actually surprisingly interesting.
They're allowed drones in Robot Wars now.
What?
Yeah, there's like some sort of classification of like your thing is allowed to be so large and then have a little thing that is like a partner to it.
I would watch Robot Wars again if drones were fighting each other.
You should. It's fun.
I feel like was it 2016 or 2015 when there was that brief beautiful summer when they brought Robot Wars back and we all got shockingly into it for like a few days, like for a week or two.
That seems like a 15 thing. We were never happy after that.
Yeah.
I think like that might
Nothing
have
good
been
happened in
that might have been
2016.
it must have been 2015 because I think that was like the most plur we've ever been. It's all been downhill
We
since
were
then.
wide-eyed and blushy-faced, and we were all excited, skipping home, and then suddenly Bowie died, and everything was downhill after that.
It's true, that did kind of start the whole...
Not as many celebrity deaths in 2017 as
No,
before.
but like,
Leonard
there's
Cohen.
kind of...
Oh wait, Leonard Cohen was.
There's
2016.
There's a lot of celebrity reputation deaths.
Oh, that is true. That was kind of the other.
Yeah, last year was like the id death of a number of people, I would say.
Yeah. So in case you listeners haven't noticed, we're stalling because we haven't done anything.
We're
I
still
started
talking.
playing a game.
Look,
yeah, I've played some video games.
Maybe I'll just say my little piece about what you guys did with the Metal Gear Marathon. I just want to say I was really, really proud of you guys and what you did. I kind of wouldn't blame you if you never played video games again after that. Like,
It takes a big group of people to eat onions for sadistic purposes on the internet for money.
I don't really understand when the Metal Gear Marathon kind of jumped the shark to become an eating thing, but whatever you guys do, I'm
had to get
supportive.
that
It was
money.
about like halfway through the third day, I think.
No, it was like it was. Honestly, it's been like that since the beginning.
Well-
It's been like that since the very first year when I gleefully watched Bill drink a soy sauce beer. Like we've always been willing to be there for each other to hurt one another, and that's just like.
I mean, I'm guilty. I donated just to hurt Kelly.
Yeah, sure.
But
There's really only so many things you can do with your body on Twitch and not get kicked off.
Yes.
And that's mostly eating things, shocking it, and then clamping things to your body that 1 year.
We're 2 for 3.
which is why the next year's marathon is going to be on Chatterbait.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
what
right?
I've been saying. We can make more money.
If we can get like a direct feed on Vimeo or something like that, we can really get deep in the paint.
But then it really also depends on what we're willing to do to each other's bodies.
Thank you, David, for your kind words.
No problem.
That was a fun week. That was a hard week. Still not really ready to think about this year's, but give me a couple weeks and I'll start musing some ideas.
Are we thinking about a possible change in series?
We're literally
Or-
thinking anything. There's there's nothing off the table at this point in time in my mind. I would be remiss if we didn't somehow play Metal Gear Survive and whatever we do this following year, but again, literally nothing's off the table.
That would be fun, I think. Playing with you guys, I would probably buy that game and play it, but
Just social. Well, I mean, like, I hope you guys buy that game in February regardless.
If it
like,
comes out like
There's another online video game that I'm getting,
Kelly, I know as soon as Monster Hunter World comes out in like what, a couple weeks?
something
We'll
like that.
lose you
Yeah, we're
forever.
never gonna see you
And-
again.
and-
We're aware of that.
Monster Hunter World comes out the same day as Dragon Ball Fighters. So basically,
Yeah.
I'm out too,
All right,
dog.
Mike, it's you and me now. It's
Yeah.
a two-person podcast.
Plus
But
you're moving like 10 minutes away. Fuck.
yeah.
This is the year of just
This is
destroying
the year the
Super Hot
podcast
Tub.
dies.
Look,
Uh,
Norris, we're no longer the same podcasters that we used to be. We
What does that mean?
Are you like quoting a song right now? What are you doing over there? Is that like the beginning of an Evanescence ballad?
Oh, that's pretty cool. Or like an R&B like interstitial like spoken word piece.
Yesterday, podcasting seemed so far away. All right,
but I think that if Survive comes out like halfway through the year, I would
comes February 20th.
like
There's a date.
Yeah,
February 20th.
It's
like
a
in
12th.
a month and a half.
Late February.
Yeah,
yes.
this
It's
month-
been dated since like November, dog.
Okay,
Catch up.
I got to apparently. Yeah, that would be I think a definite thing that I think the marathon should at the very least like hop into is doing things off like at least a couple times a year, not during that 1 week.
We need
Like-
to stop playing things that give Kojima full authoritative control. That's the thing we need to have.
Yeah. Interesting that. Death Stranding this year or next year?
It's like
2020.
29.
I'm saying I'm saying Smart Money's 2019, but
Yeah, I
never
would
know.
think so.
See, the joke is you can't see those invisible things, so you don't have 2020. I get it, Kojima. I'm picking up what you're laying down.
terrible. That's just terrible.
What is the what are the great minds of 4chan think of it? Because I remember like when people said that the Phantom Pain is actually a trailer for Metal Gear Solid 5, I said like, oh, there's no way, like that's just wishful thinking. But like people knew, and like people figured out. Have people been able to like decipher anything about this yet?
I mean, I'm pretty sure like 4chan's so polluted these days. I'm pretty sure they're just happy that they haven't seen any women in the trailers yet.
Yeah.
Here's what I think is that literally probably the only like English speaking people that have some idea of what's going on are these actors and directors that are involved. Your Guillermo del Toro's, your Mads Mikkelsen's, etc.
You think they know what's going on?
I don't, and that's the thing, is that they're the only people that could tell us, and they don't know.
Yeah.
You think
they don't even know?
Maybe I'm wrong, but I got a feeling Mads Mikkelsen probably didn't play the Metal Gear oeuvre
probably not.
prior to becoming a part of this weird, crazy, dumb thing with Sony and Kojima. So
yeah,
like, I'm sure like he doesn't really give a fuck other than reading his lines and trying to make it sound legible.
There was some like cool pictures of him like hanging out, like drinking and having dinner with Kojima, which I thought was like, so at least they're like good on a personal level that they want to kind of broadcast that.
A dinner's a dinner, man. I don't know.
I really hope that when Mads Mikkelsen gets questioned about it, he just goes over the top and just like, yes, Kojima, he's just like a Shakespeare of our times. And this is his Othello.
I mean, Reedus basically does that. He comes on stage and he's like, I would do anything for this man. I love this man. He's the greatest. It's like, okay,
But
cool.
I can literally imagine Norman Reedus playing Xbox in a trailer, where I can't really do that with Mads Mikkelsen.
I like the idea of one of those people coming out and be like, you know what, Kojima's a hack and I hate working with him, but it's money. And it's like, Del Toro, what are you talking about?
It would be Del Toro, I think.
No, what's his name? 24 guy. Voice of Snake.
He's not in
Kiefer
David
Sutherland.
Hayter.
That feels like a thing Kiefer Sutherland would come out and say. Is just like, listen, all right, they didn't pay me enough. I was only in the studio for like a week and a half. I didn't know the fuck. I had to scream rocket punch into a microphone. Fuck everything about that game.
I wanted sushi. All they had was dynamite rolls. Fucking sucked.
All right.
All right.
2018. What are you all excited for? That's, I think, the conversation topic that we should be having right now.
Actually,
That's the
I like
thing.
that. I like
yeah,
that.
it's the first week of it. We're in it. Only a few stupid things have happened in the 48 hours since this year has elapsed. Let's go in optimistically and say what things we're excited
All
for.
right.
Doesn't have to be just video games, but you can talk about video games if you'd like.
Believe it or not, Avengers: Infinity War. I think it could be good. I don't know. Like again, you're saying in the spirit of being optimistic. I thought that was a good trailer.
It was an exciting trailer. I think so.
I think I'm going to enjoy it. I don't know if it's going to be good in any sort of sense where like it will be a thing worth watching more than once. But
there has not been a Marvel movie. Except I probably will watch Ragnarok again.
Yeah, that movie's dope.
But
I haven't seen Ragnarok yet.
Oh my god, dude!
So good,
dude. Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, there's been not a lot of Marvel movies that I've given a second watch to. So
I'm still a little hesitant with the like introduction of another ensemble into the ensemble group. Like at the very end of the Infinity War trailer, when it's like, "Hey, we're the Guardians of the Galaxy," it kind of looked like two art styles clashing.
Well, that's the potential problem. Is like each of the movies, and especially more so now that they've started to like get some lesser known directors that have like their own distinct styles, like Taika Waititi. I think I pronounced that wrong, but
almost assuredly.
The dude what did Thor 3. He like his style is like quite a bit different, but it was good and it worked and it was an amazing movie. But like, does that style gel with like Joss Whedon's style or J.J. Abrams?
It's not Joss Whedon for Infinity War.
Who's doing
it's the brothers. It's like the Russo brothers, or whatever. It's the one that did Civil War.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Okay,
good.
that's fine.
Yeah, they're like they've ever since Joss Whedon, like everyone kind of hated the Joss Whedon shit after Age of Ultron. The Russo brothers kind of got penned as like the guys what are going to do the marquee Marvel things.
Okay.
So they're the ones doing Infinity War. To my knowledge, I'm not 100% sure, but I am 95% sure.
Maybe it'll be like that episode of Bob's Burgers where they just had a bunch of fans draw like 2 seconds of the show and then made an entire episode of it, but it's all the directors of all of the Marvel movies.
That sounds horrifying and just exhausting.
I like the trailer, and I think like Black Panther is going to be a big hit. I can tell already. I think he's was already cool in Civil War, and
seems
people
cool.
are excited about him.
I like the idea of Wakanda and what they can do with that.
Yeah.
But you know me, guys. I'm just there thinking, looking from the side, just being like, what
You're
if
just holding
what if
your
this
Batman cowl?
if
what
only-
if this was
crying.
if only this was
If
DC
only,
in some way.
Yeah, if only.
I thought you were gonna say what if only the Monster Hunter was coming in and it was actually Avengers Marvel vs. Capcom.
No, and that's the thing is that like in all seriousness, like seeing the Infinity War trailer, I do kind of get like, well, but why aren't the X-Men here, or why isn't Spider-Man is there? That's kind of cool, but
X-Men will get there probably in the next whatever, because Disney is a scary, fucked up monopoly, and they bought 21st Century Fox Studios.
oh yeah,
so-
they own most entertainment.
Are
now.
they still doing the horror trilogy of X-Men? Now that deal has gone through?
There was a horror trilogy.
Yeah, they were
planned?
making, it was like the New Mutants or something like that. It was supposed to be like a thriller X-Men.
Man,
And it was supposed to be a
I have
trilogy.
no
I
idea.
mean, if it, go ahead.
Sorry, has on the, just like a quick question though, like so is it confirmed that Hugh Jackman is done?
God, I hope so. He needs to,
He deserves.
oh, yeah,
he deserves to be done. Like he did.
he wants to be done.
Yeah, that's
He
good.
died. That
Like-
character died. Spoilers.
Yeah,
The fucking Wolverine's dead.
I know, but like you can make another dude play Wolverine.
Well, yeah,
like
I think
but the smart money is on just getting the cool little Mexican girl as X2 and giving her a standalone movie. Like
I would be almost okay with that. She was a good actress.
yeah, she was really good.
But it would be weird for them to incorporate those characters into the Avengers as the same actors, though.
Yeah, like there's
because it is a darkest timeline situation with Logan. Like it is like beyond even the X-Men movies as far as like what
Also, just like a weird, like, other franchise that exists on the sidelines.
Well, I mean, like it wouldn't
Yeah.
like
Which
if
was
you,
cooler,
If,
actually.
if you were to expect like James McAvoy or Hugh Jackman to all of a sudden get supplanted in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like that's not going to happen. Like whatever X-Men characters will eventually show up in that universe will be
'Cause they've already
new
had-
actors and a new thing.
Yeah,
and
they've already done that
They're
with,
not going to cross contaminate
yeah.
universes.
yeah, they already
It's
did
just-
that once with the Quicksilver character.
Yeah.
It's the same character, but yeah, they totally just like completely redid.
Yeah, it's two different characters based on the same underlying IP.
And after we have like the let's say hopefully successful like ensemble big like cross movie thing, like I would prefer if we just went back to like standalone concepts for a while.
I mean, like in all honesty, like I
know, but
the biggest reason why I'm into Infinity War is because I'm an idiot and the sunk cost fallacy is a real thing because I've watched almost every one of these fucking films since 2008.
Yeah.
So like I'm contractually obliged to want to see this fucking film now.
It's a cool thing, and like definitely like for for what it's worth, like it is the most ambitious undertaking in I think like movie history. Like having this many movies come together in like one thing.
I feel like in order for them to keep this like series, this Marvel film universe, in order to keep it fresh and not have it die, Infinity War needs to be a fucking decimation. Okay?
Just everyone dies.
Every fourth
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
superhero needs to come up to the wall
Damn,
and get
you're right.
fucking shot in the head.
I
They
want
need-
yeah.
Like it, you know what?
Kill 'em.
They fucking need to grow the corn back. They need to fucking sow the fields with fucking blood. Like every fourth superhero needs to get got hard so they can bring in new ones. If by the end of Infinity War and Infinity War 2, whatever the fourth fucking movie is, if most of the heroes are still alive and in the same way, they fucked up.
Yeah,
I would agree.
You just touched upon, on this our 100th analysis of the Batman vs Superman movie. That movie had stakes because people died in it, whereas Justice League, nobody was in any present danger at all.
No.
So it was really kind of hard to top BVS for that reason. I just thought about that now.
I don't know. I just want more pairings like Thor and Hulk because I think stuff like that was great to see the like main character meet up with a character that's usually underutilized, and then they like part like a buddy cop movie. So if like more of them are like, oh, Black Panther and Black Widow adventures.
It looks like in at least in the new one, like now disgraced Steve Rogers is going to be hanging out with Black Panther.
Oh, you mean
and Wakanda.
Punished Rogers?
Punished Venom Rogers is going to be hanging out with Wakanda.
Yeah, I think that's probably what will go on further on is just like most singular films will involve like 2 or 3 cameos, maybe like starring like 1 or 2 heroes and going on from there. But again, like I can't really think of any actor playing in those roles I've actively hated. But again, like it's run its course. Let Chris Evans do something else. Let fucking Chris Hemsworth do something else. Fucking like maybe keep Robert Downey because I feel like that's him now. I feel like he has so embodied the soul of Tony Stark that I think when he goes to bed he doesn't know who he is anymore.
He might go back to drugs if he stops.
Possibly.
that Iron Man is gonna die. Like, this is based on basically nothing. Like, I haven't like been reading leaked shit. I haven't been like trolling. Like, I just think that Iron Man is gonna die.
I'd be okay with that.
That would be a great out for.
And I think that would be phenomenal. Like, that would get me back in because he's like been the anchor for this entire thing. But like, if they had the balls to kill off Iron Man, like that will like allow me to respect their decisions a lot, I think.
And then you perform what is no doubt to be the best received change to any franchise ever, which is that you replace Robert Downey Jr. with a little black girl.
Yes.
And
That would be
everybody will love it.
God,
There'll be no problem with that.
The internet would literally
They'll say it's the best
shatter in
Iron Man ever.
Yeah, Yeah, no, the internet would fucking shatter in two. It'd be like fucking the thematic inverse of when Alderaan exploded in A New Hope. You'd hear billions of dorks scream into their computers.
And would never be silenced.
And would
It would
never be silenced.
Yes. It's like sorry, imagine like an Obi-Wan thing, like, you know, I heard 1,000 voices cry out in racism all at once. And then
they're always
they
racist.
kept going.
They just never stop the racists.
But they would also be split because there's the racist and then the sexist as well.
Together.
And they start, but are they fighting or is it worse for
Like,
which
I don't
one?
think
It's an alliance of convenience.
If you think they're separate people,
Well, yeah, you've got the brothers next to you, but then you also got.
Fuck. I don't know.
What? Okay.
Just have the Infinity War end with them all shitting on each other's faces and yelling the aristocrats and then end the series forever. Like, I'm okay with that too.
What are you excited about, Dave?
A couple fighting games. So Dragon Ball Fighters is coming out.
I'm actually looking forward to that too.
Do you think you would buy it, Mike, or you want to come over to my place to play it?
Okay.
Come over to my place to play it.
I think I'll come over to your place and play it first. And
Yeah.
if I actually genuinely find it fun, I would buy it because like I told you guys this off cast, but like that I'm worried that that's going to be my gateway game.
Ooh.
So like because I've always found it hard to get
Hell
into
yeah,
fighting
dude, do it.
games.
Wait, into fighting or games or Dragon Ball?
No, I fucking love Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Like, no, that's why it's the gateway to fighting games.
I don't know if it was like Norris who was asking me this question the other day. It was like kind of like why I never tried Arc System Works games before, and I think it's just really because they didn't have a property or like a cast of characters that I really cared about. I can't really tell like most of the characters apart from like Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear and that kind of a thing. Like there's a couple that stand out, but nothing that I'm like, oh, I got to play that.
Bed man. He's a man on a bed. That's his thing. He's a bed man.
Under
Yeah.
Night and Birth is pretty dope, but it does look like all the other ones.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's hard in anime fighters, I think, to get a really unique look going. But what I think is really cool about Dragon Ball is that it looks exactly like the TV show, which is like
It's
impressive.
It's somewhat Cupheadian in nature in that it totally hits the exact art style it's aping.
Yeah.
Remember like when years ago for the Nintendo Wii, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi came out, and like myself and two of my roommates at the time like got so into that game, we like just disappeared. And I'm worried that's going to happen again, but it looks good.
I vaguely remember walking into your guys' place one time and you having brackets up.
We had like an ongoing like tournament between the three of us that lasted an entire semester.
It's really funny being online with this Dragon Ball game because there are a ton of like Dragon Ball fan guys who don't like traditional fighting games, who think that like Dragon Ball Fighters is somehow like a big step backwards from like Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2 and that kind of a thing.
Oh no.
And they're like, why can't you control in 3 directions? Why can't you like fly at will? Why do they have these impossible inputs to do moves? Why aren't like power levels in consideration for these different characters?
Those dudes are the most OG. Those guys fucking rule. Those are the craziest motherfuckers in the internet.
Those are the guys who would only be satisfied with some kind of strange Dragon Ball RPG where you only make your numbers go higher.
Just make it a
That
clicker
doesn't
game.
exist?
It probably does.
Isn't that what Xenoverse is? I've never played Xenoverse.
I think you're right. Xenoverse was supposed to be like a MMORPG, and then they just kind of downgraded it to like a multiplayer
like
thing.
The whole game is like you're the third man in on iconic Dragon Ball fights.
It's basically like the ultimate power fantasy for Dragon Ball Z dorks because you get to be part of the fighting.
But
You get to supplant yourself into it.
I think it's a good jumping on point for fighting games, and that's kind of been more or less something that they've put out as a mission, is that they want to introduce like traditional fighting games to Dragon Ball Z fans.
Yeah, I think this could be Arc System Works' huge breakout.
I think so.
They've always had an amazing art style. Arguably, they have the prettiest fighting games out there.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
None of people play them to really know that. They always have good fighting systems. It's just because they're on their own IP and because it's so fucking anime, it always seems sort of carved into its niche. And granted, they're still doing anime, but
it's
they're maybe doing the most
biggest
marquee
anime ever.
anime franchise.
It's like the interesting thing though is like Dragon Ball, like the whole Dragon Ball IP has been, they haven't like beholden themselves to any specific publisher. It seems like they are willing to sort of like lend that IP to whatever publisher like they're interested in at the time. They haven't like
I mean, like Namco is still publishing this, are they not? Or yeah, like it's always been Namco publishing, but like
okay.
Namco's willing to go and get whatever studio they think is cool to do this. So
okay, never mind.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
I guess, but still like they're not locked in like Star Wars is with EA now and stuff like that.
for now, we'll see how that goes in a year or two.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think it'd be a perfect place to jump on, Mike, honestly. And it doesn't seem to be that it doesn't seem to be that like input wise like complicated a game to grasp. It's just that there's most of the depth is going to come from the 3v3 combat options there. It's like the combination of characters and the
Yeah, I think I could get really into it. And like to be fair, like I was starting to like Injustice. It's just I got lost a bit in like the grindiness of it, and like after beating the single player campaign, I kind of didn't really like have it in me to play.
Also, imagine now it's a franchise that will now feed into your fan service needs. Whereas like Injustice, like I'm like, cool, these guys are neat. But if you really, really, really like the series, you'll be like, oh shit, it's Vegeta level 5 versus God tiered Goku or something.
past the first like 6 character announcements in Dragon Ball, I have no idea who these characters are.
Oh,
Like,
well, I'll give you
break me off some names here.
Look, you
Beerus,
Oh,
Hits,
okay. So Virus, I don't
Rose
know.
Goku Black.
Okay,
Mike, this wasn't us asking.
well,
I know
well,
this is Android
I'll
9's
tell
first
ya.
appearance.
Actually,
She's Android 9 is an original character.
Yeah, she's the
for this game.
OC for this.
Oh, that's
group.
like original Dragon Ball, or just
Yeah, they
new,
just
or
wanted
new
to-
content.
They wanted to
New-
make
new
an OC,
character.
so
I
they
think
were
they only have like 5 of like the 20 androids have ever shown up, so they have a lot of like.
And
liberty.
there's not a lot of women fighters in the Dragon Ball universe, so that's another reason they wanted to add one. So,
Makes sense.
but not a real woman, a robot.
But all
that looks like a woman.
all of the ones that have appeared have been robots.
Yes, there's a message there.
a little bit. Let's not analyze it.
The other fighting game that I'm into this year is Soul Calibur 6.
Oh yeah.
Dave, I could see myself getting into that fucking game in a way I don't get into fighting games.
And they're kind of like they're definitely trying to get you guys who are really into Soul Calibur 2.
yeah,
So,
that was my jam.
Wait, is there an adventure mode?
Almost assuredly, they
Almost
they usually do that pretty well.
No. In 5, it was terrible. It was pictures that they.
Okay,
posted.
fine. They did 2 really well, and fuck that series since 2.
Yeah,
So-
and like 5 was kind of like the nadir because it was like a pretty much like half the cast was new and people were upset about people who weren't there. But like all your classic characters from the original games are going to be out there, I'm sure.
So excited.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
They can bring back Spawn. They can bring back my boy Spawn.
A lot of people predicted him for an Injustice, but that didn't pan out.
I mean, I just want Yeon-sun back, like original, not God tier 1, because his fighting style was glorious and very, very cheesy.
I just can't wait for one of the most progressive and woke characters
Here we
ever,
go.
Valdo,
Here we
to
go.
come back.
Oh
Hell
yeah.
here we go.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see
Bring
what
me
is.
back my bendy, stretchy mummy man.
I'm really excited to see what they use as a codpiece in this version of him.
Literally anything.
Sometimes it's a spider. Sometimes it's a skull. I think one time it was just a hand giving him a reach around.
Just like coming up from underneath and just like cupping his
I'm like
fucking
10%
package.
sure that's a real thing.
Call it the invasive doctor piece.
Yeah.
Oh man, Valdo.
So excited.
So things I'm excited for in
Let me hear it.
2018. Unless you got anything else
No,
in
that's
the-
it. That's
up in the docket.
I'm not excited about most things.
That's you speaking my language. There are a lot of big games coming out this year that like I will probably play and enjoy, but I'm not really excited about. Like case in point, like Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out this year.
I think that could
God
be
of
good.
War 4, not actually called 4, but God of War 4 is coming out this year, which might be cool. The games I'm really excited for is what is it? I got
A Way
goddamn
Out.
list
Night in the
here.
Woods.
A Way Out. A
Night in
Way
the
Out.
Woods too.
A Way Out. So that is the.
It's the two brothers. Brothers Tale of Two Sons.
Yeah.
The same
Well, that was a
people
good
that did that game.
That was a good game.
Yeah.
So you got that good triple indie emotional adventure game.
Mhm.
That those all speak to my language. For the same reasons as I was kind of excited about Destiny 2 last year, I'm actually kind of excited for Metal Gear Survive because I feel like that's a fucking thing we can all come together and play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That might be our Destiny 2 this year.
Are we gonna? So we're gonna get on PS4.
Yeah,
Just to be sure. Okay.
Dedoy. Yes, absolutely.
What if it sucks though?
If it
It's
sucks,
going
then-
to suck.
Oh, it's probably...
Oh, it's gonna be garbage.
It's a Fox engine. This is a pretty good engine.
Oh,
it might not suck.
Bungie, this game's gonna be great.
Look, everything you can really say negative about Destiny 2 had to do with like the way Bungie kind of handled the game after we stopped playing.
Yeah, like Bungo
I mean, I'm not
Bungo
gonna
did,
have this
but like, it
fight,
was still
but-
a good game.
Okay.
Okay.
But Survive is if it's terrible, we're gonna be expecting that it's gonna be terrible going into
How
it.
long are matches in this game mode they have? Like,
I don't know. I feel like it's persistent, but I know precious little.
It's-
Well, actually, persistence okay because then we could have a little like hopped up town.
Yeah, we
whatever.
could start our own fucked up Stardew
Oh
Valley.
my god, I would love
hopped
that.
Upton.
it kind of seems like base building wave defense mode all the time.
Can we build like a permanent base though?
I hope so.
That'd
I
be sweet.
got no like you know what? That sounds cool. So probably not. I have no idea what actually this game is other than like it's like Minecraft in Metal Gear
Have there
H1Z1
been, like,
Hell.
Because I haven't seen a gameplay video. Have there been gameplay videos?
Oh, there've been a
released
ton
yet?
of gameplay videos.
Okay, cool. I'll check
It looks
some
like
of
Metal
those
Gear Solid 5.
out.
It just doesn't show like A to B gameplay. It's kind of in the middle of missions and stuff like that. So it might be more like 5 where you're like dropping into missions or something, or
Alright.
it might be persistent world. It looks more like a survival horror kind of game.
I have little expectations, but in the back of my head, I am hopeful that it's not terrible. Yeah.
all you can hope for, really.
Obviously, another game that we're all very excited for varying reasons. But Detroit Become Human comes out this year.
Oh.
Okay, yeah,
Yay.
that is a good
Our
one.
boy David Cage once again seeing how hard he can poop into his hand and throw it on the screen. Very
Look, he's an
exciting.
artist. Let him work. Okay.
His canvas is horrible. The man works in a monstrous art. Last one solely for me, all for me. But if this actually comes out this year, Psychonauts 2 is supposed to come out this year, and fuck yeah,
Oh. Okay.
yeah, I've already bought that game. I backed it back in
backed it.
2015.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
Wow, it's a long wait on that return.
yeah,
but
it takes some fucking time. These things
Uh-huh.
apparently.
funny that.
Yeah.
I'm mostly excited for things that we're going to be able, besides the obvious. Monster Hunter's my baby. It's 2018 Monster Hunter. But I'm excited for stuff that we can actually play for the channel, which I think is going to be good.
That'll be cool.
The 2 daddy simulators, God of War and Last of Us 2.
Okay.
Sorry, 2 daddy simulators?
Yeah, the daddy simulators. You've got the God Daddy, and then you've got the old man daddy.
He doesn't mean the upcoming game 2 Daddy Simulator. That's a different thing.
That's what I thought the game was.
I mean, it's a good game, but still, that's like
Not to be
NC-17. You
confused
might
with
not
Date-
see that out there
Not
all
to
that
be
often.
confused with Date 2 Dad Simulator.
That's true.
I thought it was still like Trigger the Tories or whatever, you know.
What about Shower with Your 2 Dads, which is obviously the sequel.
If they make a sequel and it's not called Shower with Your 2 Dads, they have fucked up so hard. That title alone means they need to make that game.
I think all of those movies, I think it was called Shower with Your 2 Teen Stepdads. 18, not your stepdad.
What?
Anyway, so God of War.
I just didn't like where the plot went after the 15th one.
Yeah. Mhm. God of War and Last of Us 2, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think Last of Us 2 I will definitely play. I really enjoyed that first game. Actually, I've mentioned this several times, but I'm going to say it every time, is that the DLC for Last of Us is one of the best story-based DLCs I've
Yeah,
ever
if
had
you guys haven't
through.
played that,
I
it
haven't.
was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to dig my PS3 out, but I'm sad about
Yeah,
that.
It's on PS4, you know.
I'm not going to... If it's
Well, 'cause
standalone, maybe.
he would have to. No, he would have to. I don't know if it is standalone, but yeah, it was
I
like.
have enough games and there's too many
Yeah.
steps in this
I
equation.
think it is standalone. I can't say for sure, but I think because I got it for free when I bought my PS4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
a lot
was
of
one of
us
those
got it.
like interesting things where like, and I apparently heard like Life is Strange Before the Storm is kind of like this too, but it's like even though you know what's gonna happen, it doesn't.
I mean, it's good.
Like
Kat and I are playing it.
but it like I'm just saying like even though you know what's gonna happen, it doesn't hit any less hard when it does.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
they introduce a character that you didn't see in the later game, you're like, well, I kind of see where this is going to go, but it's the journey, not the destination.
Yeah, like I would argue that like on some very broad beats in Life is Strange Before the Storm, yeah, you know where it's gonna be. You know where Chloe's going to be when Life is Strange starts, so you know like what has to happen. That being said, like going into episode 3, which Kat and I are gonna start probably this week, like I'm very unsure what's going to happen. Like, there's a lot of interesting things that I think could happen. I am rather confident it's going to be fucking devastating and it's going to make me cry.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, any number of things could happen.
You get the special ending. Rachel's fine.
Woo. Okay.
I'm also. This is kind of seems like a cop out, but February Shadow of the Colossus is coming out for PS4, and I'm really stoked to play that game again for the 80th time, but on
like
a pretty console.
Your third console you bought it for?
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm stoked about that.
I would be intrigued to see that get played if they fix the controls. Like, the controls weren't broken in the PS2 version. It's just, I remember playing it for the PS3 on, like, the re-release, and it was just more frustrating than I felt like it needed to be. So maybe I'm never going to play it, but I think it could be really
But
good.
I might.
Has
I've never
anyone
played
in
it
our
before.
group? Oh, you haven't played it?
I haven't played Monster or Shadow of the Colossus before, so like that's kind of like
It's worth playing.
Dragon's
It is.
Colossus, Dragon's Dogma
Yeah, but, like,
Colossus.
what stopped me was when you told me when you played like the HD remake, Norris. You said that it was like not been updated, and I don't think at this point I have the patience to like play an unrefined game from like 2 generations ago.
I think calling unrefined is a little bit like incorrect. Like it's not that it was unrefined. Like, back then it was a revelation, and which means like it's still good. It's still
Like, the camera kind of sucks. That's the main thing, right?
I think the controls kind of suck, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, they're workable and they're fine, but I would still say that game is like a capital I important game.
It holds up better than a lot of like the HD remasters. So, okay, can you guys explain to me this game that's free on PS Plus right now, Darksiders 2? Is it a PS3 game?
No,
it was Xbox 360 and PS3. Yeah,
Okay, because it feels really old. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
well,
even know
like
how
they-
old it was out, but like,
yeah. They did like a definitive edition or whatever for modern consoles, but that was originally a last generation console, and also not as good as Darksiders 1.
Are you excited for Darksiders 3?
which one do you play?
Fury, I think
Fury.
it is. She's the one with the guns and the whip.
I'm
Right.
cautiously pessimistic. Like, it could be good, but I'll wait until the reviews come out before I would ever put $1 into it.
I'm just gonna force one of you to play it for the channel.
That's
I
fine.
mean, make me do it if anyone's got to do
Although
it.
the 1 and 2 are like an open world adventure one, which might be too long and annoying.
Yeah, like I feel like we could find
I wouldn't
more interesting
marathon
things to
the
do.
whole freaking series, but maybe I'll play 3. Yeah, it just like Darksiders 2 just seems kind of like somebody's bad like paint job on the side of a van. It's just too much like, oh, here's a guy with a skull face and like he's got like a sword and shit. Like it's not really coherent, I want to say.
Yeah, but like Darksiders 1 was kind of the same way, but it also like it kind of ruled. It was a dumb universe and kind of a bad story where like the world ended and all the humans are dead, but like the demons are now fighting, or like, listen, like it didn't really matter. It was just kind of fucking butt rock. And it felt like a better Zelda game than it had actually been a Zelda game for like 3 or 4 years. Like it came out around the same time like Skyward Sword did, and it had like the virtue of being a better Zelda game than Skyward Sword.
I mean, like, I kind of like some of the dungeon design, but like I didn't expect the kind of Assassin's Creed style like wall traversal that kind of goes on. Like,
yeah, like the things they add in 2, I think, are the things that get away with as to what made 1 good. Like they try to add in like a loot lust thing to it. They try to make it more like Diablo 3, and it fucking kills it for me. It's not good.
But the thing is, like, if you don't implement a loot system correctly and like a shoot and loot or an action RPG like that, like all you get is a really bad inventory to manage.
Yeah.
Like, and that
it's
sucks.
just
That's worse than
constant
anything.
inventory management, which is not fun. Yeah. I mean, if you're enjoying it, play it. If you're not, I'm not going to say suffer through it because I don't think it's that good a game. I beat it, but again, I have a problem.
I mean, very, very quick note on shitty inventories. We started playing Andromeda like a week ago. Sweet Jesus, did whoever made that inventory actively hate people who play video games. They were like, fuck you. You can't find your weapons.
Here's what I loved about Mass Effect 2 is that they basically take the inventory out of the game. Like, there's basically just like different weapons you upgrade and you just choose them on your launch.
Yeah, because if you remember Mass Effect 1, it had an atrocious inventory.
One of the worst.
Like,
Well, it's because like at the time BioWare was still under the Neverwinter mindset. They're still like, God damn it, it's in space.
It's
but
an RPG.
we're making an RPG.
But they brought all those things back for Andromeda. It's like a loot grind, but also a construction. Like, you got to make your weapons. It's more like an Inquisition than anything.
it is a lot.
That
like
sounds
Inquisition,
terrible.
yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
awful. I don't want to play that game now.
I like this game though. Like despite all that, I think I more or less wasn't expecting to have much fun with the crafting or the inventory system. But
I mean, I need to bite into it. I'm like still on the Citadel, basically.
I feel like I owe it to you, Dave, to give this game a shot. I found it really funny over the weekend. I was listening to like Game of the Year podcasts of some of like the video game podcasts I listen to, and like a couple of them gave worst game of the year 2017 to Mass Effect Andromeda.
I don't think it deserves worst game of the year.
I mean, they make some good points, and I'm going to restate them, and then we should probably wrap this up because we're at over like an hour. But like,
okay, my only point is that like some of the faults that you could put against like Mass Effect that we're discussing right now are kind of the same faults that people put up with like playing Witcher 3 on console, which is that it runs kind of shitty and the inventory sucks.
Like when that game came out, it came out so broken that like people actually couldn't play through it, and it was a game that caused such a backlash and was so half-formed and not ready for release that it actually killed the Mass Effect franchise, which like that still hurts me. Like, I'm still kind of mad at that game because, like, we're not going to see a Mass Effect game for probably a very long time because of that fucking game. Like, that hurts me. That hurts me so bad.
I kind of agree, but on the other hand, I don't think it was necessarily even a bad close. Like, unless they were going to totally do something different, which I think is what they're doing anyway with Anthem, like, I feel like that was, like, just enough more content for Mass Effect that I needed, really. Like, but,
like, isn't that game sort of like the first step in what obviously looks like a trilogy? Like, don't they leave so many hanging threads in that game that they expected to fill and just can't now?
They do, but I'm also totally fine with that somehow. Like, I mean, like...
Maybe Anthem will be a breakout hit, get the company back on its feet, and then they'll just make another Mass Effect. Or Anthem will fail, and BioWare will go the way of... other games.
EA will take another puppy out back into the forest and let it free and then shoot it dead like every other
Which is sad because this is its oldest puppy.
Yeah,
this was the first puppy it got for Christmas.
This is not the first puppy EA had. This is the oldest puppy EA has.
Westwood was the first puppy
like
EA
fucking,
had. And remember, does anybody remember what happened to Westwood?
Yeah, like no. Command and Conquer? That's
any all you fuckers ever heard of a company called Origin? You don't, because they got shot in the fucking late 90s.
Oh.
And then they pulled the corpse out and made it like a aiming library.
They took the name. Yeah.
They peeled off the name tag from the corpse.
Name tag, stuck it on Steam like 2.0 or
Steam 0.5.
Yeah. The other direction.
Yeah, EA is a bad company full of bad people. The business side, at least.
I was going to
say, they're very good developers. I think they're very hardworking people there, but the business side, they will get the bullet when the revolution comes.
Overall, I'll just say that I think there's probably not as many like high tier games coming out in 2018 as 2017. So I am enjoying getting the chance maybe to catch up on some games I didn't play.
Yeah, I've got a number of games on the hopper that I'd like to finish before anything new comes out. Yeah. I still actually think there's a surprising number of good games coming out this year. It just, I feel like we're so oversaturated after 2017 that I think we're all hoping it slows down a bit in a weird way.
Give us some time. Jeez, we've got so many games.
I still want to play Final Fantasy 15.
I still want to play Persona 5.
I still got to finish Persona 5.
Nier Automata?
Have you heard of a game called Dungeon Keeper? I got to get on that.
Dungeon Keeper's pretty good. You guys should play Nier Automata. I feel like enough people I liked gushed about that game and Game of the Year stuff that I would like to hear people who I know and trust tell me how they felt about that game, because I didn't slough it off, but it wasn't in my top 10, and people might say that's crazy. So Kelly, Dave, maybe Mike, I don't know. You guys should try to play Nier Automata.
I need to quit my job then.
Do it, you coward.
Well,
I did it.
We should probably cap this off. This is running long. You guys have anything else you want to bring up? Or are we good? Moving the hand down
good.
in an exclamatory motion.
Good.
This is Super Hopped Up, your fair podcast about trying to fill in hours of time every week of your life. I am Chris Norris-Jones. We're on Stitcher and iTunes, where podcasts are held. We have a Facebook group. Come find us. We have a Twitter @SuperHoppedUp. We have a Gmail, superhoppedup@gmail.com. And most importantly, on this, the 2018 year of the Common Era, we would hope that you can go out and tell your friends about us, because we would very much appreciate it. Gentlemen, final thoughts.
Well, we got to continue to add our YouTube.
That's you, Kelly. Do the YouTube.
Did you not do it last day?
No, of course not.
You weren't here.
God.
No. Mike talked about it.
Okay, I was gonna say that's not how a team dynamic works.
No, you're right, but it's just like I've had this dumb script in my head since 2012, and
it's on autopilot.
I'm literally on autopilot.
Got to bring that old dog out back.
Yeah.
Kelly, if you and me are not here, they totally forget about us.
That's true.
They have no object permanence. They just-
Exactly.
Who are you people? Why
I
are
am
you
a
coming
video
into my
game
house?
NPC.
Anyways, go subscribe to us on YouTube. We're going to be doing a lot more video content in this year because that's what I want to do.
2018, the year of the video
The
content.
future is in sight and sound.
The surge is really ramping up. It gets kind of fucking buck wild in that game, and I'm excited for people to watch it.
It's funny in like recording these things, like podcasts and video, where you just like you on an off chance just tell a really embarrassing story about yourself and forget you ever said it, and then like weeks later find out more.
Don't forget to tune in next week because we will be discussing the new Star Wars film. Spoilers: some of us didn't like it.
Spoilers, some of us might have liked it. Dave, you got a week to watch Star Wars. Can you do
Gotta
it?
find out what I think about it. I can do it.
Dave,
All right.
I hope you make the right choice.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, it's not a good movie.
It's fine. Star Wars is trash, and it's one of the better ones, I would say. But it's again, all films are trash. Fucking films are haram, rebooks. We'll see you guys again next week. Peace out. Love your mother.
What if 2018's year of the book?